Well, good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome. I am not prepared. I am not prepared. Happy Monday. Woo. That's as exciting as you're going to hear me. Oh my gosh. No, it's not. No, we'll not claim that. There is potential for future excitement, and we just never know what's going to happen, right? Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Hello, Dragon Dancer. Welcome, welcome. Um, I almost forgot about this. Can you believe that? Like I was sitting there, I'm like, I'm forgetting something, and I'm like just sipping on my coffee, as one does. And I'm like, oh, sugar, this is what I need to be doing. And so, guess what I did? I got up and I did. I started. So we shuffled. We did. And the Queen of Swords reversed popped up. We had the Queen of Swords. I think when I first started doing these little episodes, um, we had the Queen of Swords pop up, but she was upright, right? Sorry, I'm getting a little warm sip over here. Okay. So, um, now she's reversed, but you can see when a card is reversed. And again, I just teach this to my students: read the cards as they are. If you don't want to read reversals, or if the deck doesn't ask, show to read reversals, don't do it. It's fine. But well, hello, Christina. Good morning. But for me, it is so hard not to see a card and not read it the way it is. So if I were to turn it upright, it would bother me, and I would not be able to continue until I just actually read it the way it was. But we can find gems when we see a reversal, because if you look at it, reversed, her body language changes, her positioning changes, and it doesn't mean bad. It's just different. And so, swords, air element, air associations, mental stuff, movement, intellect, wisdom, brain stuff, all that, right? Uh, when the Queen of Swords is reversed, she invites us to turn our attention sort of backwards instead of forwards, because when she's reversed, her back, you can see her back is towards the right of the card, and she is looking towards the left of the card. And her positioning is just so different. And again, I teach, what was taught to me: the right of the card is like the future, the left of the card is like the past. And so that's always worked out really well for me. And so, she invites us to turn our attention backwards instead of forward. And then you can notice how her gaze is now directed towards the left of the card, symbolizing a sort of reflective look into what has already happened, our past actions and decisions. And so this shift encourages us to review and possibly rectify what has happened before, offering us a chance to learn from and to learn from and close out past chapters. So this has been popping up recently. Um, it's giving us this opportunity to sort of like tie up loose ends. The Queen of Swords reversed is like, you know what? And before we move on, before we move forward, before we get into some other, mental shenanigans, or mental stimulation, let us make sure we close some doors. And it's also not just about tidying up. It could be about like looking back at how far we've come, look back at other choices we've made and investments we've made, and taking the lessons from them, taking the experience from them, and being sure to be like, you know what, I have come a long way, and I need to make a sort of like a pit stop to reflect on all of the things, right? All of the things. Whatever is sort of being flagged up for us right now, let's take a moment to pause with that and then like look back. How can my past, how I've handled things in my past, how can that sort of influence me right now and how I move forward or how I approach something. So maybe I was a little more like hot-headed before, and I recognized like I didn't, after the fact, I realized like I don't really like how I handled a situation. Like I do that. I go back, and I go back and I recognize like, oh, when I was younger, I had a lot of fire. I had a lot of, I was very, very blunt, and I was very specific in how I handled things, passionate about things. But like I look back and I recognize like, oh, now I can see the beauty in the rawness of that, but I also recognize that it was not necessarily the best way to handle things, at least moving forward, right? And so I can look back and I'm like, you know what? There is honesty there, and I can take the honesty and I can take being sort of like, again, being honest but integrity, right? Hold it with integrity in my dealings. I don't have to be so like harsh about it. I don't have to be so harsh. I can be honest. I can be hold myself with integrity. I can be truthful. I can be, speak it, right? But the way I deliver it doesn't have to be so harsh. And that is a lesson that I continue to learn. And so that's kind of what's popping up. That's what we think about when the Queen of Swords reversed shows herself. And so in this reverse position, the queen's sword points downward, grounding its energy. And you can see how look, that's a big sword. That's a big sword. But just looking at it, you can see how like that's like planted. That's planted. The sky becoming the ground suggests a foundational reevaluation of our past. And it's also kind of like, if I think about the sky, like our thoughts and what we think about maybe divinity or higher thoughts or whatever it is, those things are being grounded out. So it's like, oh, we are being given this opportunity to reevaluate some of the like maybe more important things of life that we think about. Yeah. And maybe how we can think differently about them. Hmm. And so this orientation asks us to consider how firmly rooted our perceptions and memories are, and whether they serve our current path or need adjustment. It's a visual and symbolic reminder that sometimes to move forward effectively, we must first settle the accounts of our past. So what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? What do you make of that? But I do find that when the Queen of Swords reverse pops up, these are some things to think about. Her body positioning and what that means to us, and how our headspace, different programming, different beliefs, different stuff that's been passed down to us. A lot of people, when they grow up, they have people telling them certain things about who they are, right? You are this or you do this, and not all of it is good, right? Not all of it is good or feels good. And so we're in the process of breaking free of that sort of internal dialogue that is coming from an outside source, or that has been influenced from an outside source. Does that make sense? So like, let's say your mom was very problematic growing up, and your mom would tell you all of these things that make you second guess yourself, that now as an adult you have, you have sort of trauma from that. And it is your voice, but that voice that's telling you all of those things is not of your own creation. Does that make sense? It's of, like, your mother, right? The mother who had, as you grew up, was saying all of these things, these programs, and then eventually you take that voice and you make it yours. Um and so with the Queen of Swords reverse, she's like, we're detangling. We're having some detangling solution, and we're sort of like giving ourselves the opportunity to recognize that, oh, this voice, um I can't, I need an adultier adult. Yeah. uh and so, um what am I trying to say? This Queen of Swords reverse is giving us this opportunity to let go of, as best as we can, let go of these thoughts, these programs, these voices that are not ours. Like, that's not my voice. I believe in myself, and I seek to believe in myself, and I seek to support myself, and I seek to encourage myself, and I seek to uplift myself. So the voices that say that I'm not good enough, that I'm not worthy, that I'm a fake, that I'm an imposter, the voices that say that, whatever it is, the voices that are not my own, you know, I am being given this opportunity right now to see that this is not something that I've claimed. This is something that was sort of interjected or projected, and I can start to let that go. Yeah. Um, the Queen of Swords is known for her clarity and direct communication. You know what I'm talking about. She's honest. Even in reverse, she offers us insightful lessons. Think of this as a time to harness her wisdom to revisit and heal past communications or misunderstandings. How can we apply her sharp intellect and honest insight to past issues? This process is crucial for clearing away mental clutter and making room for future clarity and progress. So, what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? What do you think about the Queen of Swords in reverse? Um, she pops up when we do need to have that clarity, but we also need to sort of, honest being. I mean, she's a sword, right? And we already know what the swords are of the minor arcana. They are the cunties, little cuntles. This video is gonna get flagged probably because I said that. But they're the bitches. They're the bitches. They're the bitches of the tarot. And I think, well, yeah, they are. They just are. Yeah, affirm those boundaries. And I think that's another thing. We've been talking about that as well, affirming boundaries, but it's like understanding, like, you know what? This is something that happened in my past. You stay there. You stay put. I am no longer going to allow you to create with me from this point forward. That negative self talk that was programmed into me, I release you. I let go of you. I am going to move forward choosing something different. I have that ability to do that. Deal with your shit. So I don't know what happened with my voice right there. Oh my god. Deal with your shit so the good shit can finally come forward. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of, and it's mental shit, which is a lot. It's taxing, right? It's our thoughts, it's our beliefs, it's our programs, it's the our mental health. Make sure you're taken care of. Make sure that you're taking care of whatever it is that you need. I'm not judging here, but, like, make sure that your mental faculties are getting, like, a what is it, a tune up. Yes, like, we're going to the car shop, getting that oil changed. Yeah, getting the car detailed, all that stuff. But for your mind, your mental space, your head space, when the Queen of Swords reverse pops up, and she is giving us an opportunity to really tidy up. you know. And I think that it's important for us to be mindful of how we take care of ourselves, how we take care of ourselves in our the way we think, the way we view ourselves, the way we view life, right? So it's a lot of mental stuff. So, but it trickles into everything. um any last minute questions, thoughts, concerns, feel free to share. But I do feel like when she's popped up, when she's popping, why did I just never mind, we're not gonna go there, we're not gonna go there. The Queen of Swords, when she comes up for us, she definitely asks to put our future on pause for just a second. Let's tie up loose ends. Let's look back. Maybe take insight or wisdom from past dealings, so we can use that to our advantage in the present as we move forward. But she's definitely saying, "Look, we got some stuff to deal with. Nothing too crazy, but let's just let nothing too overwhelming, I should say. But let's make sure we take care of it, so we can actually be free of it, release it, and it doesn't weigh on us as we move forward. So clean up before we move on." So yeah, that's what's popping up. Oh, let me share some. Let me, this looks so cute. Boom. Look at that. Ooh, little ticker. Um, Okay, so with that being said, I really do thank everyone for being here. I have a giveaway going on. Basically, it's kind of like subscribe to my newsletter type thing, and at the first of next month, I will pull a member to receive the giveaway stuff. Oh my god, I can't talk. Um, but join me on Patreon. There's a free tier. That's kind of where I do my newsletter stuff, like give you announcements and all that. But I also do these videos, like I'll post it 5 minutes before we go live, so you kind of get an understanding, like, hey, I'm going live. So yeah, join me on Patreon, and everyone in the US will be entered to win basically a member, donated a full set of oils, of my current oils and poppets. So you'll get 3 oils and 3 spirited poppets. Um, and then anyone outside of the US here will be entered also. Like if someone outside the US wins, I will match that with like a reading, like a tarot service, a divination service, a healing service, something else. Unfortunately, shipping outside of the US is just shipping within the US is rapidly increasing. But yeah, I invite you to join us on Patreon. Um, One last announcement. We have started, let me get that for you. I should have been prepared, y'all. We have started a Facebook group. Uh, a Facebook group. It's super cute. And you know what's funny? I can't find it. I can't find it, y'all. Where did it go? There it is. It was right there. Um, but yeah, we started a Facebook group, and feel free to join. I think I can. I don't know why it's being weird. Um, Hopefully this is that. Let me share it with you. Here you go. I'm entering it in the comments. I think that's it. It's called Gales of the Grand Sabbat, Blustery Brews with a Gathering of Ghouls. Super cute. I think it'll be a fun place to connect and share with each other. So yeah, if you haven't entered the giveaway, go ahead and do that. And then if you want to connect and join the group, I posted on my Facebook as well, so you can find it there. I'll post it more later probably. But yes, sorry, rambly rambles. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate y'all. Have fun. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay? Take care.